Hello everyone, I'm Aboorva, a legal intern in Lexcliq company. For today, I'm going to do an overview on different types of contracts. So, if you're wondering what are the different types of contract, then you are wondering about the differences between one of the most fundamental aspects of a business. So, a contract is a legally binding agreement between two or more parties in which an exchange of value is made. So, the contract's purpose is to set out the terms of agreement and provide a record of that agreement which may be enforceable in the court of law. So the contracts may come in many forms, each with its own use and purpose. And the first type of contract is the express and implied contracts. So, an express contract has terms that are stated expressly or openly. So, in either writing or orally at the time of contract formation. So, these are the kinds of contracts that most people think of when they think of contracts. So, implied contracts, on the other hand, have terms that must be interfered by actions, facts, and circumstances that would indicate a mutual intent to form a contract. Such contracts may be as binding as express contracts despite their lack of formal agreements. Although, if a court perceives doubts in minds of the parties as to whether or not a contract existed, it may choose not to enforce such a contract. So, the next type is unilateral and bilateral contracts. So, unilateral contracts involve only one party promising to take action or provide something of value. So, these are known as one-sided contracts, and a common example of them is when a reward is offered for something being found. The party to whom the reward is offered is under no obligation to find the lost item. But if they do find it, the offering party is under contract to provide the reward. So, bilateral contracts, on the other hand, involve both parties agreeing to exchange items or services of value. So, these are also known as two-sided contracts and are the kind of contract that is most commonly encountered. So, the next type is unconscionable contracts. So, unconscionable contracts are contracts that are considered unjust by being unfairly weighted to give advantage to one side over the other. So, examples of elements that may make a contract unconscionable include a limit on the damages a party may receive for breach of contract. So, a limit on the rights of a party to seek satisfaction in court, and inability to have a warranty honored. So, whether or not a contract is unconscionable is a matter left for interpretation by the courts. They are usually rule of contract to be unconscionable if it is perceived as being a contract that no mentally able person would sign, so that no honest person would offer, or that would undermine the court's integrity where it was enforced. The next type is adhesion contracts. In adhesion contract is one that is drafted by a party with a great deal more bargaining power than the other party, meaning that the weaker party may only accept the contract or not. So, often called take it or leave it contracts. So, these contracts lack much, if any, negotiation, since one party will have a little to nothing to negotiate with. Such contracts should not be confused with unconscionable contracts, since a lack of bargaining power does not necessarily mean that the terms set out will be unfair. So, that said, courts may still have enforced adhesion contracts if they believe a meeting of the minds never existed. So, next type is aleatory contracts. Aleatory contracts are agreements that are not triggered until an outside event occurs. Insurance policies would be example of this, as they are agreements involving fiscal protection in the face of unpredictable events. In such contracts, both sides assume risk. The insured that they are paying for a service they will never receive, and the insurer that must pay out potentiality more than they receive from the insured. So, the next type is option contracts. Option contracts allows a party to enter another contract with another party at a later time. So, entering into a second contract is called exercising the option, and a good example of this is in real estate, where a prospective buyer will pay a seller to take property off the market, then at a later date have a new contract made but to buy the property outright should they choose to do so. So, the next type is Fixed price contracts. Fixed price contracts involve a buyer and seller agreeing on a fixed price to be paid for a project, also known as lump sum contracts. These contracts entail a great deal of risk for the seller, since if the project takes longer or is more extensive than anticipated, they will still only be paid the agreed upon price. So if you need help understanding what are the different types of contract, please drop your your queries in the comment box, and your queries will be met sooner. So if you like my video, please subscribe to this channel, and please be updated with our new videos. Thank you.